Hmm.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the R Show. Tonight we're talking about reselling with a disability. And I, my guest tonight is Henry Sherick. You've probably seen him in a couple of the US the groups in Facebook. So and
Mhm.
as you can see, my new co-host is here, Mr. Dwayne Mothership Products.
How are you guys?
Mhm.
So before I get into talking to Henry about what's his disability and everything else, I wanted to let everybody know about a couple of links in the description. The very first link is for the Small Sellers United Fund GoFundMe page. If you want to donate toward the Louisiana sellers that are having issues, they
Mhm.
go donate to that link and mention that you want the money to go toward somebody down there, and that group will take care of that situation. I am trying to do what I can to help out in that way. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you can donate, go ahead. If not, we all understand life can throw us all curveballs no matter where we are. So, Henry, why don't you let us know a little bit about yourself and let the people, the viewers, know what your disability is, so if they see you in the groups, they can understand where some of your questions and stuff is coming from.
Okay. As most people who are in here, but I will mention it. My main disability is cerebral palsy, and then there's a couple other, but that's the main one that I know about. If I had a piece of paper down here, I'd remember all of them because there's about five different ones. I know it's that and cognitive delay, but those are the only two I remember off the top of my head. Um, and yeah.
So just so everybody knows, Henry does have the same disability as me, cerebral palsy. So just so everybody knows, there are different variations and levels to that disability.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
what level would you say you're at? Because I know you have a hard time writing on certain things. So as you said before the show, you had to use your phone to speak into to do the
Mhm.
posts now.
Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Like the iPad that I have here on the side of the bed. But I would probably say, as far as like being able to speak to a person, I'm not that bad. But like you were saying, yeah, writing is a little hard for me. And then, mhm. Yeah, I would probably say it's probably very low.
Now, are you able to drive? I mean, can you do sourcing
Um.
yourself that way or no?
Um. No. No, I don't drive on account by have some other things. I mean, thankfully they haven't popped up in a while, but it's actually been about crap, I don't even remember how long it's been. But a lot of people who have cerebral palsy and walking picker can probably speak on this if he does have it. Some people who have cerebral palsy also are really susceptible to getting to having seizures.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So,
I'll
yeah,
be the first to admit I know very little about cerebral
yeah,
palsy.
yeah. I've had a few seizures, but thankfully I haven't had any in a long time.
That's great. That's great.
Hmm.
Well, I can honestly say I haven't had any seizures, or at least I don't never have any. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm saying there's different levels. There's some people that have cerebral palsy that are stuck in chairs.
Hmm.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm. Yeah.
So you say you don't drive. So do you walk to your when you're picking, or do you have your parents or somebody give you a ride around town and stuff like that?
My mom does, and like I said, I don't. Like I was saying before the show, I don't get to do it as much as I like. So when I do have a little extra PayPal money from other hustles I do, I will go onto eBay mostly. I haven't tried doing it on Etsy yet, just because I don't want people knowing like, okay, he's the person that buys, and then they're like, no, we want this much money for it.
Well, Dwayne, you want to do a couple of shout outs? And
Sure. Yeah. Let me go through the chat here. Give a couple shout outs. We got Tanya, Thrifty Treasures, has checked in. The Crazy Card. Chad, the Golden Finger Picker, decided to stop in. Angie, Treasured Vintage. Let me go up a little bit and see who else we got. Swamp Picker. We need to keep him in our thoughts because I know he's going through some troubles. Let's see who else. I missed a couple. Thomas Francis. I think that's the majority. Oh, Debbie Beshan. Maybe I said that wrong. Hopefully not. Yeah, what you guys said. Hey, I get close, and if close is good, somebody can always correct me. So that's the majority of it. I'm sure we'll keep up a couple in.
Yeah, we got Kimberly Sims just said hello, and we also have Amelia that popped up earlier.
Oh, yep, Amelia. I missed her. Sorry, that was quite a ways up. So.
So, Henry, what do you usually go for when you're out picking and selling? And you said before the show that you got kicked off of eBay. So where are you selling?
Okay. I've actually had to get a lot more selective also because of people saying like a lot of things I buy is not the best stuff. Because originally I was just buying like the Beanie Babies, the baseball cards, and then a bunch of things in between. But now, like I was saying, I pick up like the older like the LPs, the 45s, anything I can think of that I can make some money with, like the postcard I was talking about earlier today when we get out on here.
One of the other questions that we got asked in the chat was how old you were and where you're from.
Okay, let me just put my food down. I'm 28 years old. I'll be 28 on October 3rd. And I live in Sebastopol, California, about an hour north of San Francisco. And
so do you do a lot of thrift shopping, garage sailing? I mean, is there a lot of thrift stores up there, or?
Yeah. I mean, actually, the county that we're in, which is Sonoma, is pretty huge. I mean, it goes out pretty far. So yeah, I mean, there's about 2 in here. There's about a bunch more outside of Sebastopol, and each one is a different honey hole for me. Like I have one that I was telling you guys about out in I can't remember the name of it, but the first time I went there, I probably have gone there before, but it's like a honey hole of LPs. There must have been like 50 LPs there when I went there the last time.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then I sell on Etsy, and then if you guys want me to say I can say the shop name. It's not really a like thrifting name, but it's basically it's a Russian River Candle Company. Is the name of my Etsy is the big name of my Etsy shop, but it's R&R Candle Company. And if anyone didn't hear it, they can always inbox me later on tonight.
Very good.
Yeah.
I think they heard you.
Okay, because I'm just looking at my thing, and I probably should be up a little bit closer.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Okay, especially since I have no mic on this computer, well, except for somewhere down here, and I've never been able to figure out where it is.
Okay, well, let me get to Chad's question because you knew this was going to come up.
Well, we got one before that by the crazy card.
Oh wait, where?
About 3 lines up.
Oh yeah, okay. He's saying that Henry, do you have access to mountains and the beach?
Out where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, about 30 minutes out from here, we have Bodega Bay, and then if you go further out from Bodega Bay is Galava, which are both open water towns, and they're really nice.
Very nice.
Even when it's in the winter, it's only about 60.
Yeah, yeah. And the question that Chad wanted to know is, being in California, does marijuana help you with your cerebral palsy?
I wouldn't know because I don't smoke. We do have one person here in the house, and oh boy, when I tell you I can smell it. But as far as that, no, I don't have a green card.
But does the cannabinoid oil, the CBD, does that do help with cerebral palsy as a whole, or maybe you don't use it, but does it help?
I don't know.
No. What do you know, Chris?
No, I don't know either. I've never tried it, so.
Yeah, you guys are both in like marijuana capitals. I mean, both of you can, and no, I mean,
well,
but the CBD is legal anyway at this point. I mean, it's legal everywhere.
Well, actually, no. For the only part of the country I know that is 100% legal in is Washington. You can get it anywhere in Washington now.
Right, and I'm just talking about the CBD, which is the medicinal part of the hemp plant. Yeah. That's still legal everywhere as a dietary supplement, not necessarily as a prescription, though. Mm-hmm. But not that I would know.
Yeah.
That's one thing about me. I've never done any drugs. I've never smoked. The only thing I do is drink every once in a while. So.
Well, that's good, I think.
Yeah, well, Chad said that if it helps, he would look into it. So, if you're willing to try it, Henry, go ahead. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, and like I said, the CBD is they take the THC out, so you don't get high. It just does it for its medicinal purposes. So. Oh, Angie, you're pleading the fifth? Angie? Wow, I would never have guessed.
So Henry, how well are you at doing the reselling thing? Because I mean, like I said, there's times that I have my wife's issues, but there's some things I can't do. So do your parents help you, like with pictures or like that?
Actually, no. Actually, well, anything that does not have letters on it, I can just and I know this is probably illegal, but this is what I do, and I've done this with a lot of the name patterns I have. I probably should actually take slightly better pictures of them, but I will just go to eBay and Shift, Control, and number 4 all at the same time. Use the mouse and scroll the picture all the way down until it's like right at the X on eBay, and that's how I get like a lot of the pictures for my name patterns, because I used to have like really bad ones when I would just save them, because Etsy requires a 550 by 550 picture, so it has to be like really big. But as far as like certain things I'm getting better at, like getting the small print on stuff. But yeah. The only thing that sometimes I will get help on is like mailing out. My mom just mailed out some stuff today, some packages that I needed to get out before they're at the end time of when they were supposed to be shipped out. But besides that, no, I don't have any problems with pictures, listings, or the description.
Okay. Oh, Dwayne, I'm going to ask you this question.
Sure.
I kind of brought it up to you during the preview before the show started. Have you, when you've been out thrifting at yard sales or anything, have you seen anybody else that you know of with a disability reselling type of thing?
I've seen people with disabilities, but I can't really say that they were resellers. I guess I just didn't give it that much thought. But going through the thrift stores, of course, you'll see some, people with disabilities of some sort. Like I said, whether or not they're resellers, I don't know. It doesn't, looking at their carts as I go by or something, it didn't seem like it. But I have a pretty small reseller community here in Utah, so I'm sure there's other people that would, you know, in bigger areas that may know of more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I don't know of anyone that's disabled except for like the people I was telling you about, and they're just doing their own homemade businesses. Oh, and speaking, I didn't speak on the garage sale thing. Actually, I don't even, I haven't done garage sales at all since we've been here. I probably should, but I just don't do it. Mainly, it's like thrift stores and then eBay.
Mm-hmm. Chad has a question. With your disability, it affects your fingers and typing. How do you overcome listing items?
Okay, actually, it doesn't really affect my fingers and typing. It's mainly like speech related stuff, like if I try to say like number like the number 3, it always comes out like I'm saying FREE.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
so I don't really have any finger problems.
So when you type in like chats and stuff, are you usually using that voice text, voice to text, or are you actually typing?
Actually, no. I'm just using this because I don't think there's a voicing, and as fast as that chat goes, you have to be pretty darn quick to get.
That's true. That is true.
From. Yeah, and I know Chad's had some problems a few times. Like, what did he say?
Sure.
And I've seen other people have issues. That's why I've actually stepped in and had to tell the people that you had a disability. So that way, they would at least, not necessarily a break, but they would understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people, like I was saying to you guys earlier, that have said like, "Oh, is English your second language?" and being very nasty to me.
Right, and you know it's first of all it's ignorant, but most of the time it's just because they don't know. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's some people that have came up right away and said them in those groups that like blank and blank he has this, and then blank and blank has asked him to help. So
well, and unfortunately, there's always going to be that 10% that. I mean, even if you didn't have a disability, it's still, you know, it's kind of rude or ignorant to say things like that. But you know, people are going to be that way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now, where did you live before you went to California? You said that you had been there for a while, but where did you live before?
Actually, I've been in California this whole time. I'm originally from Santa Barbara, Los Angeles area.
Ah, okay. So you just moved around in California?
Actually, no, we've only moved Santa Barbara, Ojai, and then here in '98.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's mainly between SoCal and here. No, Southern California, for anyone who doesn't know what I just said.
Right.
So that's, I was hoping we'd have another guest on that also has cerebral palsy, but they weren't able to make it. And we might have another guest on in the future that has a different disability. So that way we can get to learn. Because a lot of sellers, and don't take this wrong way, Chad, or anybody else, but anybody that has to deal with PTSD has a disability. Anybody that has to deal with anything that you don't necessarily see can have a disability. So you have to think about that. You might say the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time, even whether it be in a thrift store or on Facebook or anywhere, have problems. They're a disability that you don't know that they're having. So that's another thing you might want to consider when you're engaging in people. Even a seller at a thrift store or a flea market might have a disability you may not see.
Yeah.
And that'll help you get to know the people and interact and maybe make friends that way too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and I will say, I mean, I'm not plugging this or anything, but when I got this really actually helps me with images. It's Western Digital, my passport, and I've already put about maybe I don't know how many images on there. I've only used about 1% of whatever this is. So this
Thanks.
actually comes in handy. Yeah.
So, do you have any questions for
Mhm.
Kyle? Yeah, boy, I see yard sale on Kyle.
Yeah,
Wow.
nice. Way to go, Chris. Blow it.
Do you have any questions for Henry? No,
Chad
we
wants.
can ask.
Oh, Chad does have another question for you. He
Okay.
wants to know where you see yourself in 5 years.
Uh, hopefully, hopefully not getting screamed at by people for like, why did you buy this for the third time in the week? Like I was telling you guys, I used to buy the Beanie Babies, and I still have some of them, and I guess even, I guess a lot of people think like, oh, send it to me, I'll give it to my dog for a chew toy when it's like the ones that you can't find anymore with the pea pellets or whatever they're called. Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I think every single reseller I've ever met has at least 2 or 3 things that they bought that they thought or waited too long to list, and it ended up, they missed
Oh,
the wave, so to
well,
speak.
I don't think I missed away, but I get crapped on for this bag right here, which is full baseball cards. I picked it up for about $6 on eBay, and I've added to it with more there in the back somewhere here. And I'm slowly start to try and get those. So I mean, because I've got at least a couple hundred, so I should be able to get them for at least $1 a piece. And I don't mind paying more on the shipping.
Sure. Got to find that market. Everybody's got
Mm-hmm.
there's so many markets out there.
Mm-hmm.
Henry,
Yeah.
you were kicked off of eBay at one time. Are you back on?
No, it's like I was saying with you guys, and most of the group here knows about this. Um, it's like basically once you're off, you can't get on. I mean, it got like so bad to the point where I was calling them to where they actually blocked my number. That's how bad it was. And I would be trying to call them like, hey, is this going to get worked on, or am I going to have to go somewhere else? And I end up having to go somewhere else.
So have you thought of, so you actually buy things off eBay, get them, make sure that they're right, and then you list them on either Etsy or some other sites?
Etsy is really the only place where I am right now. I was going to do the Amazon handmade thing that started up last year, but I didn't do it because they were saying I think it's like a 1 day turnaround kind of thing. You have to get your things made up and then shipped out.
Uh,
Right.
Chad makes a suggestion. I was just about to say it myself. Have you thought about trying Bonanza?
I did try Bonanza at one time. There's a couple issues with that. When you're typing in your title to get the best points, it'll actually tell you if you have a 10 out of 100 for your title. So it was just like hard. If I have to be typing that long to get 100 points for the thing, I would rather try someone like Etsy or.
I think what you're referring to is not necessarily about the title, it's the whole listing. Because
Yeah.
when I listed there, each section was a certain amount of points. I used to get to 80 to 90%, and then they said, all right, that I was done with my listing. I wouldn't necessarily worry about just getting to 100. Get the 80%,
Yeah.
and then that way,
Mhm.
you're going to get views anyway from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and another one you may try is
Mhm.
Macari. I've heard a lot of people that have enjoyed that. I'm not exactly sure myself because I haven't done it, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a platform out there.
Yeah. I think the ones I know about is like you were saying, Bonanza. There's eBlueJ. There's I've been thinking about the Amazon FBA where he's sending stuff, but ugh, I don't know what I would find, and most stuff I would find wouldn't be that expensive stuff.
Cherry Vintage has a question. She wants to know if you want to discuss the reason your eBay account got closed. Maybe there's a possible solution. I mean, you don't have to, of course, but if you want to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will. It was basically when the new defects. Excuse me if I slur speech. When the new defects law came into play, where before if you had like more than five, if you had more than five people that didn't like what they got from you, you wouldn't get kicked off. You wouldn't even get hassled by eBay. And now it's like you get hassled by them. And so yeah, someone, I won't say his name because I don't know how far I'm supposed to go, and even there's people in my house that don't want me to say his name. But he big eBay seller went to bat for me, and even he couldn't get it. Even he couldn't get them to do it. Yeah. And there was also a lot of times where I mean I didn't know he was high enough in the group, but there was at least one time where I was talking to Griff.
Uh-huh.
And
from eBay Radio.
And even he couldn't get him to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I won't say anything bad about him, but well, actually, no, I don't mind it, but he never really returned any of my messages after a few times when I think they were pretty much like set in stone, like we're gonna disable his account.
Right.
And also, well, I mean, the funny thing, like I was saying, is now if you go and look at my account, and if anyone wants to link on I'll probably link it on Chad's page if he allows me to. But I actually have no defects now. All my defects are gone. So it's like all clean, and they still won't let me on. And I don't know what else I need to do.
Yeah, sounds like you've tried quite a bit. Chad has another question. He said, "Can you explain a couple of barriers you've had to overcome as a reseller?" I'm guessing because of your disability.
Okay, I'll go back to one of the ones on the eBay. Shipping was a hard thing for me. And also, I mean, I don't want to run my own people into the bus, but shipping out once a week, I guess, on eBay is not a good thing when you don't know the shipping to start with. But now, since I'm on the Etsy, I know the shipping a lot better, and I'm able to set it up to either 1 to 2 weeks if I don't have it just yet, or 5 to 9 if I have it in my possessions.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. So now it's a lot easier for me to set up shipping times than it was on eBay.
Sure. Yeah, fine tuning the system is always good for your business.
Yeah.
Garrett Hunter wanted to know if you had a channel that they can check out.
Okay. I kind of really don't have it. I haven't. You're talking about the YouTube, right?
Yep, YouTube channels.
There's a few ones under my name, but I never really used them. I mean, I use them a lot for reviewing other stuff that I would get sent in the mail. But when the webcam thing went away, I haven't used it since then. So I don't. I mean, I do have a channel, but it's a step for watching videos right now because that webcam thing. If it comes back, I'll do videos, but I don't really do any videos right now since that webcam got deleted.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Chad wants to know if you could give advice to a new reseller, what would it be?
Oh, as far as like what to sell?
Or just what anything. What if a new eBay seller or a new reseller came up to you and said, "What's your best piece of advice that you can give me?"
Okay, actually, I'll give you guys. I'll tell you guys something. I was telling. I forget her name, but we were talking about her earlier in the thing. The lady that was on Chad's thing last night, not Pinting Pesos, but the one that was in the description. I actually let her. Yeah. I actually let her know about the about the eBay thing, the 5 strikes and you're outlaw. I let her know about that, and she was like surprised, and she doesn't even have her eBay thing up yet. So I let her know about that, and then I also let her know about some things that I've sold in the past that are just hot movers. Like you just put them on there and they just go.
Mm-hmm.
And then let me think. If there's anything I can think about. Oh, I also did tell her a trick, which I've tried to tell Chad a few times to do on some of his less expensive items. And I know a lot of people think, oh, this is like this is stupid if I do the Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest thing. But oh boy, that thing gets you a lot of looks real quickly. If you got anything inexpensive, it works really good. If you got something that's moderately expensive, you might get a few lookers. But if you got something that's like not terribly expensive, like 5, 10, or somewhere around there, you might start off with 5, and then you might get a few extra people by the end of the night, and you might get SLD. I did that trick every night when I was on eBay, and I was routinely selling about 25 items at a time.
Chad wants to know, before we get to Chad, Cherry Vincent wants to know, have you tried Bakari? She's heard stuff sells quicker on that than on Etsy.
No, I have not tried Bakari. There's a few other ones I've tried to get into, but I've never used them. Like, I signed up with my account on Ribby Lane a few years ago, about a year or two ago, but I haven't used any of that because I don't get anything like super, super, super old, and I didn't know that that's what it was. So no, I haven't used anyone but Etsy for the last couple of years.
Okay. Let's see, Chad and a couple other people sound like they're waiting for some bolos from you. He says, "Don't leave us hanging. What are some hot movers?"
Oh, well, the one hot mover that I can't sell anymore is Yankee candles, like the tarts. I used to move those. I used to sell those for $234. I mean, it's not anything super expensive when I was on eBay. Like actually, I'll give you guys an example. I mean, this is the only one I still have left, and I should flip it on one of my DSAT scripts. But like, I wouldn't try to get the big ones because of course the shipping will be more. But if you get like the little tiny tarts and the votives, and you're on eBay, those will move pretty quickly, and you can also just buy those off eBay sellers. There's like so many eBay sellers that are doing it, it's ridiculous. But if you just get the small ones, you should do pretty good. I mean, but I know a lot of people don't want to do anything under $10.
Well, everybody's got a different model, that's for sure. What was your Etsy name again? RR Candles, is that what it was?
Oh crap. Let me get this. Let me just get out of the Etsy thing, and I'll pull it up right now. Actually, let's see. It is RANDR and then Candle Company.
I'll check that in. RANDR.
Yeah, and later on tonight, after the show is over, I'll just punch it into the down below part on YouTube.
Okay, I just put it in the comments in the side because Treasure Vintage Angie was asking what it was, so. So.
Yeah, that'd be good because my shop is a little bit slower right now, so I'm able to do some things. So like, actually, I had to do a custom order 27 burning oils as soon as I get the items. That person's paying me up good today. And I always have people like requesting stuff, requesting different.
Chad says he knows. Chad says he knows nothing about Etsy. So what do you like best about it?
I would say, I mean, it is hard. Like I was saying to him and Walking Picker last week on the after show that I was on, just talking to him. You really do have to play the morning games on Facebook, which once you're in the groups, it's not hard. Actually, it is hard because you never know when the games are coming up, and they're early in the morning. Like the earliest game is like 6 in the morning is when it starts.
What game is that?
There's like 3 Etsy groups. I forget the names of them, and actually I have them right here. There's 3 different Etsy groups on Facebook that I'm on, and
gotcha.
Like one could be like posting your shop. One could be like posting like 3 items that you have. One's like posting 2 items that are ready to ship, and it's basically it's just playing the game for views on your shop, because you go like it's hard to explain, but you have your views, likes, and then if there's any orders,
right,
and then there's your money on the other side. So you play the game, and then people go throughout the day until it closes. Like it'll close about 10 o'clock California time, and then they'll start new ones for the tomorrow morning, or they might not even start them. It might be like a day later, and they'll start it.
So are they kind of like listing challenges, or challenge to say, hey, show something that you sold lately, or something that's in your shop now, or how's that work?
Yeah. It's the 2 ones that I play are, it's called Ready to Ship, and they're all about things that are in your shop, and then your shop one only comes up like once throughout the week. But
Gotcha.
but I sneak in my shop on not a non-related post, but on the top of the page. But yeah.
Gotcha. Well, Angie said she'll go look at some of your stuff and favorite it, which I guess it's kind of like liking it. Like I said, I'm an Etsy virgin, so.
Yeah. That's what the games play for. I mean, there's a few things that I don't know how to do. Like I don't know how to. I mean, I probably should know how to how to favorite on Etsy, but I just favorite. I just hit the like button on Facebook because that's as easy as I know what to do.
Angie wants to know: do you find the games time consuming?
It depends. It depends what day they're on. I mean, if it's on Saturday and it doesn't come out until like 11 or 12, or like I missed it because we leave early for like our local farmers markets, then it eats into my it doesn't eat into my listing. It just eats into my I could have had a sale if I had known it was up at that time. That's the only problem I ever have with it. It doesn't eat into the listing or photography.
Now here's a question I was thinking earlier that I completely forgot to ask you. Are you a full-time or part-time reseller, and is this how you make your money, all of it, or do you get disability pay, or how does that work?
Yes, yeah. Actually, I do get disability pay. Actually, in the beginning, I was going to a day program, and then it got kind of run down like a county jail. So I left there, and so I've been I pretty much have been full time, but since I left the place, I've been like really full time.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Yard Sale Hunter wanted to know how long you've been in the business.
Let's see, 2 years on eBay, and oh crap, I was counting it this morning. 2014, 2015, 2016, about another 2.5 on Etsy, because I can't really count 2014 as a full year, because that was like right after I got kicked off of eBay. I got on here.
Sure.
Yeah. So about four almost 5 years of reselling.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I've done a few like live events. There's a few other things I would like to do up here, live events. But because of how I work and how other people here that can drive, I can't do certain things I would like to do.
Understand. Now, since this is about disabilities, and Chris, you do have a disability as well, some of these questions, I mean, you should answer them too. You know, what is the, you know, what are some of the things that you've had to overcome, you know, being with your disability?
My main one right now is not necessarily having a car or a license, because if I had the license and I have a car, I can at least drive and everything else. Most people, when they say they meet me, they don't know I have a disability unless I tell them. So that's where I said sometimes, like even when I was younger, I used to say whenever I do, sometimes I would say I don't have any feeling in my chin, because I fell when I was 4 years old into a pool, and I hit my chin on the. So it's like I don't know if it was because of the disability or because of them having to work on the chin after I fell.
Right.
That affected my feeling. So it's like hard for me to say what really my disability affected and what it didn't. My right side is mostly what it's affected. If you look at my hand, the right side is usually the right hand fist is kind of smaller than the left. I haven't never worked it out. It's like I went through Easter seed for a while, but it's like I never really kept working on the right side. And I keep getting good at by the way. You gotta start working on your right side again. I'm like, I'm 40-something years old. Let me live my life the way I want.
Leave me the hell alone, damn it.
Yeah. I have some of the same problems. I don't have any problems with my hands, but my feet, and they've tried to correct this for so many times. I kind of walk like a duck.
Walk like a duck?
So, like my foot will be like this, even if the other one's completely straight.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's see. Swamp Picker wants to know, what is the best thing you found?
Best thing I found was actually the LPs last time, because I mean I don't know if I'll get the $50 like I was saying earlier for the Prince Purple Rain, and of course someone said, well, you should have had it up a few months ago. Well, I didn't know about it. There's
You missed the cusp of the wave, but it's still there. I mean, you should probably still get pretty good money for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I shouldn't have given away. That like, oh crap, the guy died and I could gotten some money, because I had like a whole bunch of like the WWE cards from the early '80s. I had like Savage, all those guys that passed away, Warrior, I had Warrior, that Boss Man. I had a whole bunch of those guys that passed away, and I gave those away for nothing.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, I think everybody's missed a wave at one point, or threw something away, and then 5 months later something realized that it was worth lots of money, or I think everybody's going through that. Let's see what else we got.
I'm answering Jerry Mitchell's question in the group, in the chat. So
you're what? I'm sorry. Oh, you're going to answer it? Okay.
Oh, I'm answering it in the chat. Where I was saying Jerry wanted to know if I had MS too. And it's not MS that me and Henry have. We both have cerebral palsy.
Yeah. And then, well, I mean, I don't have it all the time, but sometimes I do. Like my hair will move without me moving it, but I don't curse or cuss. So I don't. But I do have light Tourette's, where my hair will just move.
Gotcha.
Very, very lightly without me knowing it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, K-Free says, I'm glad this has come up because I am just starting and have some physical disabilities. Thank you for this video. Well, hey, K-Free, we were talking earlier about possibly, talking to some other resellers that have some disabilities. Maybe you can get with Chris and, maybe share your story or something like that. It's up to Chris, but
yeah.
Is that to her, K-Free? Because I don't want to put anybody out there that doesn't want to be out there.
Right. Of course. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few people that I had that I know I think I sent to Chris or you that were. I mean, I know one's been on a show before and one's never been on a show. No, it's guy in the wheelchair, Tim. I had Tim and a girl, and she was like really gung ho about wanting to do this, but I haven't heard. I haven't heard back from her.
Sure. Well, and I understand it can be a, I don't know, a personal thing if you don't want to talk about your disabilities.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I can say for me, it's very interesting seeing how you guys overcome things that I don't have to overcome, and
Hmm.
how
Yeah.
you're making it work. I mean, it's inspirational, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah. And then of course, I mean, when I was going through the whole thing, which I talked to you guys about, I was keeping up with Tim, and I know Tim would do something like this like really badly, even though he's not born with a disability. He was real gung ho about when to know like, oh, when is this gonna come on? So now I bet he's gonna be. Well, I mean, I don't think he'll be pissed with me, but he'll probably be like, "What? You told me I would have gotten on if I should have gotten back to him if when I knew that the other guy couldn't. If I knew that the other guy couldn't have done it."
Well, the great thing about this is we can always do
Mhm.
another show at another time with
Yeah.
different guests. It's
Mhm.
it's not
Yeah.
like it's a one shot deal.
Mhm.
So, do we have any
Mhm.
other questions in the chat?
Not yet, but I was gonna. They were talking about waves in the chat.
Oh,
Well, we can that may help other sellers because what they call waves now, we used to call other things. So a wave to the younger crowd is basically when something comes out like Kyle said with the Pokemon Go, everything
correct.
Pokemon all of a sudden got a wave of people going in to buy it and
Right.
interesting them.
Yeah, like Kyle said, it's a popularity wave.
Mhm.
There's so many different things that happen. Like when we were talking about the Purple Rain thing when Prince died, then anything that had to do
Mhm.
with Prince was suddenly
Mhm.
valuable. And the
Mhm.
Pokemon thing, or anytime a new show comes out for any of the
Mhm.
Avengers or Star Wars or anything, that gives them a
Mhm.
boost of popularity. Or
Mhm.
that's
Oh, and
basically what I was talking about.
um,
So
I'm just gonna get something from across the room, but I'm back for you guys. So anyone that sees my room, don't say it's messy as hell, because I knew it's messy as hell. I just had to go get another gallon of water that I have sitting behind here. I'm almost out of my gallon of water that I'm drinking. I was gonna say it was apple pie, if anyone knows what that is in Tennessee terms.
I don't
Uh,
know.
not me.
it's a slang for moonshine. That's made
Uh,
with apple. That's made with apple juice.
gotcha.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, we
Okay,
got.
we have 29 people watching and only 10 thumbs up. Come on, you guys can do better than that, right?
I know
Oh,
we
The
can do
amount of,
yeah.
better than that.
that's like 30%, and we only got one down, so it's not like they're all going to the downside.
Yeah. Actually, I know I did at least two thumbs up, and I don't know how I was able to get through with two thumbs ups.
Well,
Yeah.
we had the two thumbs up before the show even started. So
Yeah. One was me, and then I think I got through with another one.
Well, awesome. We got to share the love.
Mhm.
Okay, so K Free says, being that you don't drive, do you have trouble getting out, doing your sourcing or shipping? What kind of hurdles do you have to overcome with that?
Okay. I'll start off with shipping. There are some times where people do ask me like, "Oh, where is this?" And sometimes, I mean, like this last week, I've had a few times where I had one person who was like irately pissed, and she was talking to Etsy until she actually went and read my read my Russian River Candle Company group page that I had disabilities or something. I had disabilities. I don't know what she read, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I take that all back. You can ship it out." There's a couple times where people do ask me like shipping update or shipping info, like when is this going to get shipped out. Like I just had one last night I had to do. It wasn't nearly as bad because I got it out today. And the freaking part of this, ooh, I would say I'm lucky if I get to go out at least one day out of a 30-day month. I mean, sometimes I get my way and I get to go a little bit more, but not really often because my mom, who is my mailer, doesn't terribly like it when I come in with a lot of things like the LP place where where I found all the LPs. I mean, I was gonna get like 50 LPs, and I I had checked most of them. I mean, there was like Bob Marley and the Wailers, Elton John, Tiny Dancer. That was the album. That was the LP. I mean, there was like a whole bunch of ones that was like, okay, yeah, I can make money with that. I mean, there was like a whole bunch of Chicago ones. I'm gonna have to figure out how bad one of the Chicago ones is value wise, because one's got some light water damage and one the back is missing.
And I'll answer her question too. What I'm assuming a female, sorry, but that's why I had the name Walking Picker. Is because of not having been able to drive. I walk to the yard sales, to certain thrift stores, or I'll take a bus. So I just do what I have to do, like Henry does, to get things picked up, or with shipping wise, my wife will help me with the packing it up, and then either one of us will put it out in the mailbox, or we'll put it out where it needs to be for the mailman, or I'll walk it to the post office if it's past the time that they usually come to pick it up.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, we do have a bus line, but it's like it starts down on Main Street. It's not even up here. So we don't have a bus line out here on the rural side of Sebastopol. Like, actually, this is outside of the county. This is outside of the city of Sebastopol. We're not even in the city where I am.
And Cherry Vintage made a good point and asked if you use the USPS free pickup service. If you just let them know on the website, they can pick them up for you the next day. Do you guys do that at all?
I've heard about that, but I don't really ever get too many orders. I mean, and if I do, it's like maybe 5 or 6. So it's like, I mean, our post office is like 30 minutes from here. I mean, we have a few different ones that I can go, that me and my mom can go to, or like this morning, she just went to like one of the ones here, probably like in Sebastopol or Pengrove, and that's like really easy for her to get into and just go to the window and then get in and get out and go to work.
Yeah, well, it may be something you may look into if if you start selling up more, you can always use that service. It is a great service.
Yeah. I mean,
What about you,
like,
Chris?
We use it, but more often than not, if we have a first class, we just put it in the mailbox.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
And they pick it up for you. That's great.
So it's either way, it's the same, because we could just tell them. Most of the time, our packages are first class right now because of the patterns, but.
Yeah. I can't take that kind of a risk with putting in the mailbox with no tracking, because I've had a few people, like, I haven't had anyone on Etsy do it, but I've had a few people when I was on eBay do it, like, where you put it in with no tracking, like, never showed up, or where is it, and you don't know.
Well, that's why when you're on eBay, this is good for anybody that's new. Go through the eBay printing. You'll get the tracking number sent right to their email address, and then if you put it in the mailbox, they have to scan it, or they should scan it right then and there when they pick it up as pickups. That way, it's already registered into the eBay's records, and you're safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that one time, and I mean, I think I probably forgot to put it on there, but I just ended up paying for no, and I was like, no, thank you, I'm not gonna do that again, because I thought I was gonna take it out of my bank account, my SSI bank account, but I took it out of my PayPal, and that's kind of like, okay, that's where my picking money is.
Well, if you even had any money in your PayPal, it would still come out of your bank account if you have your PayPal and your bank account line. So it's basically coming out the same way either.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
Now, does Etsy offer a way to print postage?
Yeah, they do, but I haven't used it yet. And then there's also another thing, when you're punching in the tracking, or before you punch in the tracking. I mean, before you mail out, if you do the tracking beforehand, you can get like 8.5% off whatever the price is. But I've never used it. most of my stuff is like 245 and under because I don't. I mean, like I'll give you a breakdown. Like in the last few months, I've only sold about 2 items, and the majority of what I sell is the stuff that I make, like the imitation cologne. I mean, the imitation perfumes. That's what I mainly sell. So I get such a good break depending on how many they buy that I don't ever have to do it. I can just pay right out of my card to ship it.
Sure. Well, just keep in mind that there are one of the many things that Etsy and eBay are all try to help with shipping, just to give you a little bit of a break on on doing business with them. So,
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
I don't see any more questions. A lot of them are making comments about the printing labels. And Turtle Trader says, MSP, great moderator and sensitive to Henry.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I've what's the name? I was gonna say, I'm actually looking into WorthPoint, but I mean, I'll have to do some more research to see which one I should get. I think I'm gonna get the top of the line one just because I never know what I'm gonna come across. In fact, actually, there's some things I've came across that I would like to have picked up a while back. In fact, I'll do this tip out to I don't know how good the returns are because some of them I haven't looked up, but I've actually seen a couple people on eBay. I don't know if these are just crazy numbers, like getting $300-400 for certain kinds of cologne, like the real stuff. I mean, I've seen some people getting $300-400, and I would love to get in that category if I was able to get back on eBay.
Sure.
And then only do about 5 of them at a time. So
I had another question for you. I know Chris doesn't. Do you have other resellers in your area that you could go picking with and bounce ideas off of and carpool or whatever?
Yeah, but I mean, but they're also busy with their own business. I have one friend about 30 minutes from here that I met about a year ago, and she's actually came out here a few times she actually came out and helped me with pictures. I should have had her do a little bit more picture-wise, but now since I got the iPad, it's easier for me to do it. But yeah, I have a friend over on the other side of the county that she came in and helped me with pictures.
Well, I just meant as to go picking with, to go thrifting with or whatever. Sourcing.
No, not really. I mean, the few times I have been able to do just about whatever one is when we go up to the last time when we went up to Washington, because went up there a few months ago. It was me and my mom to to spread her dad's ashes. We went and I was just allowed to go cuckoo on semi cuckoo on getting some of the things I want to get, like the knitting patterns, and she didn't say anything about it. And then I got 2 cookie cutters, which I guess were good picks. They were old metal ones, and I think one person said $10, and I think the other one said $5, and they were a quarter a piece. I should have picked up more. It's just I gotta be careful, but because I don't know how old they are.
Sure.
But I could have probably picked up the whole thing and just put it under supplies, since that's the one good thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. What else you got, Chris?
Well, I was just going to say we're on the app, just about on the hour, and I know a lot of people are up a little later than usual.
I know, all the old people like Chad, who's 1 year older than me. It's past his bedtime.
Oh, on the overtime show, I think it was Chris Walken Picker here had to tell him, oh, it's 11:30 your time, and he's like, oh shit, I gotta go to bed because I gotta get up to pick.
I guess that is one thing about being a picker is that you know, you set your own hours. If you want to stay up all night listing, you can sleep in the next day. I mean, you miss out on what you're, if you're planning on picking that next day, but it's your own time. So
yeah, I would say if there's one place I wish I could pick, but I would have to pick it with Chad is the Army barracks that him and Dusty picked a few years ago. Oh, that looked fun, even though he didn't do very much filming in there.
Sure.
Back it was back a few months ago when his son got married and Dusty came down with the video camera.
Right. Well, and I've been, I went to the green room hangout one year, not this year, but last year, and it really is interesting to meet people that you've talked to or seen and discussed things with online, but to actually meet them in person, it's really cool. I met Tanya, that one of the people in the chat, or she probably went to bed. But yeah, a lot of the people, you only know them so well until you've actually met them in person, and then it's like, oh, okay, they really are that way, or oh no, that's just their YouTube face or whatever. But
yeah. There's a lot of people I've talked to like on Facebook. I mean, there's some people I haven't talked to yet, like Pinch and Pesos. I've seen a lot of her videos, but I've never talked to her. And
yeah, I met her as well.
Yeah, I talked to Chad. I've talked to Chad a lot. I haven't talked to Pete. I haven't talked to Pete at all, and then I haven't spoken to Ronnie at all. But yeah, I mean, there's so many people I can name off. I talked to Nadine on not fairly regular basis, but semi-regular, since he had the cancer thing last year.
Right.
Yeah, and then there's some other people I talk to periodically. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, it is after the hour, so thanks, Henry, for being on the show. I hope everybody got some good information. Again, if you want to help out with anybody in the area, or before the show, Henry did mention that he's in the area of California that's actually going through some fires. So I am sure if donate somewhere and say if there's any in California that need money or need help, the Small Seller Fund will help on individual case-by-case basis. And I know for a fact because they've helped me when I didn't expect it. They sent me when my computer crashed, they sent me a new computer to use for my business and to get back on doing the shows. So, yeah, I know they're not going to take the money and run.
Yeah, they're a good group of people. So, quite a few of them have been around for a long time, and it's just a way to help out people that are in need. That's in our little reselling family.
Yeah, actually, this is the second fire that we've had this year. We had another fire that actually they just fixed up about 6 months ago. Actually, not far from where the other fire is right now, in Willits, California. So that's like the second fire we've had this year. But yeah. So have a good night, Habibi.
So I'm not going to be doing an after show tonight because I just want to do some other things tonight. So.
Geez, Chris, how dare you have a life?
So I want to thank everybody for watching. Please hit that like button if you liked what Henry had to say and learned some stuff. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the chats on Friday during the reseller post if they have the show.
Yeah, Chad said they were going to have it this week.
And I will see you back on Sunday. And I should have Rebecca. And Dwayne, I think I warned you on Facebook that if Rebecca doesn't take it, he'll be my backup co-host again.
I'm the fill-in.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to say thank you both, Chris and Henry. I know sometimes talking about disabilities is not comfortable, and you're talking to a lot of people. I just wanted to thank you guys for stepping
Mm-hmm.
out of your comfort zone a little bit and telling us about some of the struggles you guys have.
All right, yeah, and I'll drop my shop in the YouTube thing down below after this is done, so people can see what I have.
Processing, Henry. I don't know how long it usually takes for it to process. So if you search my channel, you'll see it on in your feed. And you can click on it and comment.
Yeah, I put it in my playlist under me.
Very good.
Before it was live, I put it in my feed, my playlist feed. So yeah, have a good night.
Good night, everybody, and we will talk to you later.